Hello everyone, my name is Adidamola.
And my name is Margaret.
We're happy to have you back on Strides.
hmm
And so today we'll be talking about New Year resolution and goal setting.
Yeah, so we know that this is a time of the year where people,
Mhm.
make plans and make resolutions
Yeah.
for the year. And, unfortunately, we see that most times people in a few weeks, in a few months, are actually off track with their resolutions or with
Mhm.
their plans for the year.
Yeah.
And they're not able to, achieve this, or they fail in actually keeping up with this.
So we believe this is because of how most people approach the issue of setting goals or New Year resolution.
Mm.
Majority of people focus on New Year resolution, and most times these are really difficult to achieve, and that's why we believe goal setting is more effective than New Year resolution. So first, let's talk about the difference between New Year resolution or between resolutions and goals. Resolutions are most times vague wishes of, oh, I want to keep fit, I want to save money, I want to own my own car, and we just have those wishes in our mind.
On the other hand, goals are about being more specific and
Hmm.
intentional with what you want to do. So instead of just saying, I want to get fit, you say something like, I would register in a gym and I would make sure I am in the gym to work out 3 times every week this year. And I'll target losing about 10 pounds by June. So you
Hmm.
see, you have like everything, what you want to do actually set out.
Yeah, you see the difference? So resolutions are mere wishes,
Mm-hmm.
while goals are actually actionable plans
Mm.
that you put in place in order to be able to achieve what you set out to achieve.
And a great way to set goals is to use the SMART framework.
Mm.
And by SMART, we mean specific, is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for achievable,
Yeah.
R is for relevant, and T is for time bound.
Okay, so let's break it down. When you say specific, what goal do you want to achieve?
Mm.
You want to buy a car? Okay. What? When we talk about measurable, are you on track? How do you track your goal? That's what we mean by measurable. And there are a lot of tools that can be used for that.
Mm.
The third one is achievable. How realistic is your goal? What's the tendency of you achieving that goal, considering your situation, considering the resources that is available at your disposal? For example, say you don't have resources for Corolla and you're aiming at buying Rolls Royce. I mean, how do you achieve that?
Mhm.
That's it. That's really a big goal, and I mean, you really need to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
The next one is relevant.
Mhm.
How relevant is this goal to your broader aspiration?
For instance, let's I like you talked about car.
Mm.
So for instance, now your better aspiration is you have a family of
Mm-hmm.
7 and you plan to buy a car and you're buying a car that can only carry 4 or 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Does that actually fit your purpose?
Yeah, that's it.
Except you do not have, especially if you do not have another car, does
Mhm.
it fit your purpose?
Okay.
Or for instance, you live in a place where the terrain is really rough and you need like probably an SUV,
Mhm.
but you are planning to buy something that is like a fancy sports car.
Mm.
Does it work in your environment?
Okay. Then next one is time bound. You must have a specific time for which you want to achieve your goal. So when exactly do you want to achieve it? So if you are setting a goal, put a time to it. This helps you to work towards it and know based on the progress you are making, is there possibility of achieving this goal at a particular point in time or not? And if there's a need for adjustment, you make it as time. As you proceed with making attempts to achieve it.
Yeah. So I think after we've set our goals, it doesn't just stop there. We don't
Mm.
just like paste it on the wall and expect magic to happen. We
Yeah.
have to look at how to stay on track. How can this be done after we have a smart goal? And one of the most important things to do is to break down your goals into smaller bits or achievable bits.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might have a broad goal that will take you the whole year before you see your end result, but if you have to wait until then, it might not be encouraging. So you could break it down into smaller bits. For
Mm.
instance, as a student, you want to study for 2 hours and make an A. You could start by breaking it down into first off, you want to study for 2 hours for the next 1 month. and then you
Mm-hmm.
can easily track that and see how well you're doing. So you can quickly begin to, find where the errors are before you wait until the end of the semester when you're supposed to get your reports to see how your goal is helping you. So it's very important to break it down. If it's for
Mm-hmm.
work, you could break it down. If you want to do like 10 courses over the year, you could break it down into maybe
Yeah.
doing 3 courses every quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and that is like a shorter time frame for you to like be able to quickly work on, and not just
Yeah.
keep thinking, oh, I want to do 10 courses this year. You understand? So you break it into smaller manageable tasks, and then it's very important that you have visual reminders. So the thing is, if you just have all of these things in your head, it's very easy for you to lose track. It's important that you have a visual reminder of what your goals are for the year, what your plans are. So you could have them on your phone, like probably in your notes. You could have it written down somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but a place that is accessible that you can always see. One
Yeah.
very important concept is the concept of a vision board, which is really good. You could have a
Mm.
vision board for what your plans are for the year,
Yeah.
and put it somewhere that is very accessible for you to always, look up in the mornings, look up at any time of the day and be like,
Mm.
this is what I'm working
And you
towards.
know, some people even have it as a wallpaper. They have their vision board as a wallpaper on their
Yeah,
phones,
yeah,
and
that
they check
makes a
it from
lot of
time to time. And
sense. That makes a lot of sense
yeah,
because we spend a lot of times on our phones these days. So imagine if you have that reminder that tells you, okay, I'm going to just spend 10 minutes on my phone for every 6 hours,
yeah,
if that is possible. And then each time you pick your phone, you see that. I think that would work for
yeah,
me.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
It's proven to work, and I believe it's a method that can be utilized for improved goal setting and all. Another very important aspect is accountability.
Yeah.
It's important to set goals. It's important to put all of those smart goal strategies in place. But there's this aspect of sharing your goals with trusted friends
Hmm.
or individuals. For example, many of my goals I share with my wife because I know that in that I feel it makes me feel more accountable that okay, this is what I said I was going to achieve, and what am I doing from time to time to work towards this? And it is this sense of accountability that make me stay true to very, very scary goals that at times you feel, oh, how am I going to achieve this? But because of that level of accountability, you know that this is actually very, very possible. Another thing is celebrating milestones. Now, if you have a big goal, just like she said, you are breaking it down into smaller achievable, smaller beats.
Hmm.
And along the line, you are achieving those small, small beats before you get to the bigger goals.
Hmm.
So as you are achieving, let's say for example, you say you want to achieve A, that's a bigger goal. And in order for you to be able to do that, you read 2 hours per day. It is important that when you're able to achieve that 2 hours per day reading consistently for who knows, maybe 1 month or thereabout, you're able to celebrate. You could even take yourself out or just give yourself a treat, celebrate your small wins, and it is in doing this that you'll be able to get to a stage whereby you say, oh, comfortably, with all of these are put in place, I can actually get to achieve my bigger goal.
Yes, yes, that's very vital. And I think
Mm.
something that's also very important for us to keep in mind is that you have to be flexible.
Mm.
So life happens. A lot of times we
Yeah,
set out to do things.
that's the thing.
We set out to do things. We have plans, and everything looks
Hmm.
perfect. And then something happens, and then we can't achieve this. Don't beat yourself up and give up.
Mm.
Adjust. You can adjust your goals. If your goal was to lose 10 pounds by June,
Mm.
and by May you've only lost 2 pounds,
Mm.
and you see it's not achievable, that doesn't mean you should give up completely,
Yeah,
right? So you could
yeah, I
adjust
agree.
it down to, well, lose 3 pounds,
Mm.
but the important thing is keep doing something. Don't stop. Just keep working towards something. It might not be so big, but eventually, as you begin to accumulate all of those little bits, you get something worthwhile and something that you can be proud of at the end of the year.
Mm.
And the reason why we feel like goal setting is more sustainable than just resolutions is because goals are rooted in intentionality. They are rooted in actions.
Yeah.
So you're not just making wishes or just writing down your desires, but
Hmm.
you have like steps. You have a roadmap. You have like a clear line of what you want to actually do, and you have it
Mm.
written, and you can see it, and you're able to like follow this, and in the long run you see your results. So it's kind of more sustainable than just saying this is what I want, but you're able to say this is how I want to do it, this is when I want to do it, and this is the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they help you to measure progress. Small steps leads to bigger achievements. And those small steps are quite important in goal setting.
Yeah. I think other examples that we can give for students on how you can set some goals could be, for instance, you want to improve your grades or you want to improve your understanding of a particular topic. You
Yeah.
could set goals like I would join a journal club, or I would join a study group uh, by the beginning of the semester, or you can say by the second week of the semester, I would join a study group. Then you could do things like I would review the coursework weekly, and that will help me to improve my understanding of the course and also improve my grades.
Yeah.
And how do you track this? Because now you have like three different things that you have listed out to do. So you have the idea you want to join a study group by the second week. So the first thing you might need to do is like have it wrote down. That's the first step you want to do, is join a study group. So you have to identify the study group
Yeah.
and then discuss with the members of the study group. Or if you're the one that wants to create the study group, identify the people you want to be in your study group, discuss with them, and then decide on how and when your study group would meet, and then have your first meeting. So you see, like you have like steps that are leading you towards achieving that first goal, that you want to join a study, you want to have a study group by the second week of the semester.
Yeah.
And then the second goal, you want to review your coursework weekly. And it's as simple as you deciding that, okay, if you want to do it on Fridays, you want to have your weekends. So if you have your weekends free, you can say every Saturday I'm going to spend between 12 noon and 3 p.m. to review my coursework weekly.
Yeah.
And then you can have that blocked out in your calendar, and then you can have it tracked, on a sheet. You can have it tracked on your calendars, and know you look at it for the next 1 month and make sure you're consistent with it. And if that works out, that's fine. If the timing needs to be adjusted, or if the day needs to be adjusted, you can work towards that. And you see, these two coming together would help you in understanding your course better, and then generally improving your grade.
You're setting a goal as a professional. So, for example, you say, okay, I want to get promotion. You won't just say that, but you rather say, I want to do 5 certification program within the next 6 months, and do a project that possibly will give the organization an impression or contribute meaningfully to the organizational value, and we make them feel that, okay, with this level of contribution, we can promote this particular employee. So it's not just a goal of saying I want to be promoted. There are steps, there are strategies to employ in order for you to be able to achieve this. And setting a goal, making it smart, will help you to be able to put measures in place to achieve, such goal.
Yeah.
For a professional, I'll give one more example, and that is, peradventure you're thinking of doing, maybe going for conferences or increasing your network, as the case may be. You already have different tasks that you want to put in place in order to be able to achieve that broader goal. Your broader goal is to increase your network. In doing so, you need to attend events, you need to go for maybe conferences, and if your goal is to go by way of conferences, what you need to do is, okay, look for the list of different conferences that will be held maybe in that particular year. You're able to say, okay, this is the deadline for the application. You know that, okay, what are the documents I will require in order to be able to apply for this conference? Does it require me to pay, or is there a sponsorship opportunity? So when you look at all of those factors, you'll now be able to put smaller tasks in place. Apply for funding, or if funding is part of the application process, apply for the conference, or do I need to submit an abstract? That means you must have a research you're conducting, or a research you already conducted that you now need to submit or create into an abstract that you submit for the conference and all of that. So step by step, you are putting those measures in place, those actionable steps in place, and at the end of the day, you're able to go for that conference, and you're able to increase your network and know a lot of other people in your career, and that may lead to your best big win, but most importantly, you're able to achieve your goal.
Yeah, that's very, very important. And I think part of what you could also add to that kind of goal would be because I can imagine someone putting all this effort and getting to the conference and not being able to interact with people.
Yeah,
So you can decide to say, yes, when I get to this conference, say it's a 2-day conference,
yeah,
by day one, I'm going to make sure I speak with 5 people that I do not know.
of course.
Right, so this kind of goals, and you could also make it more targeted. Say the conference involves students, involves career professionals, or involves professors, involves those in the industry.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, I want to speak to 1 student, 2 people in industry, and 2 people in academia on the first day, and get their contact. So that way you know what you're working towards. You're not just working blind, and then you know that this is at least what you intend to do, and you know you're more intentional and able to achieve your goal.
So as you think about the year, I'd like to encourage you to ditch this yearly resolution that is not working and go for smart goals.
We are very excited that you joined us into this session. So please, if you found this session helpful, let us know in the comment section. Let us know what lessons you learned, and we would like for you to tell us one goal that you'll be setting for yourself in this new year. It could be a professional goal, it could be academic, it could be social, it could be personal. Just let us know in a smart format, and then we'll see, is this smart enough? Are there things you need to add to it? So, we could get a lot of information, learn from a lot of people how we can adjust our goals. Sometimes we have an idea in our mind, but we're not able to make it as explicit as possible. So when we see people, breaking down their ideas, we get more information on how we can make our own goals more smart, so that we can end up achieving these goals.
Yeah, that's right. And I want to encourage you, don't forget to share this video with someone, at least someone that you feel may benefit from this wealth of knowledge that we have provided. You never can tell who you are helping by sharing this information.
Yeah. So this is to a year of growth, a year of success, a year of achieving our smart goals, and a year of making strides like never before. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Look forward to seeing you on our next episode. And we say
Happy New Year!